He must earn a fortune. What does he do? You do know? I mean, why is it such a secret?
Vera, when George started out, he didn't have a penny. But he's never let that, or the fact that he's had almost no formal education, stand in his way. Now he's practically a millionaire. He's tough, and he's clever, and there are not too many people left in this town who are prepared to cross him. And I think that's quite something, don't you?
Yes. And what is it exactly that he does?
I work for him, Vera. I was working for him when I was at the prison.
I thought you would have gone home ages ago.
No, I'm waiting for a lift. Since I've got a house guest, I may as well make use of her.
I'll be with you in a minute. Didn't know you were interested in pop magazines?
Oh, it's this article on Jason Richards. Have you heard of him?
The singer?
Marty used to have a couple of his records. Susan Rice's husband apparently works for him.
She didn't tell me that. She told me he was in entertainment. How did you find that out?
She saw him on television today and got a bit upset. Apparently she blames him for the marriage breakup.
What do you mean upset?
Just that. Upset. Nothing that says she's got a mental problem, Jean.
Okay, I won't bring all that up again. I'll admit I can understand why she's upset because the marriage is broken up. But what I don't understand is why she won't accept the divorce. I mean, they've been separated for 3 months. Everything pointed to a divorce. She hardly ever saw him.
She still loves him. Doesn't want to admit she's lost him.
All right. Then what about Susan's kleptomania? Don't you think that's strange?
Well, of course I do. But who knows why any of the women inside here do the things they do? It was probably out of boredom. Husband left her alone too much and she just couldn't cope.
At least I know where he works now.
Well, I think you'll be poking your nose into something that isn't your business. And by that I mean, you are not a marriage counsellor.
The flowers gone too. I'm passing.
Morning.
Oh, hello.
I'll give you a lift.
Oh, no, my bus is on its way.
No trouble. Dropped into your place, but you'd gone. Something wrong?
I was going to post it to you.
It was a gift.
I saw Anne last night. What do you do for a living, George?
Didn't Anne tell you?
She told me to ask you.
You see, I think you feel about people because of what they are, not what they do. Would it make any difference how you feel about me if you knew what I did?
I don't know.
You see, I was brought up in the old-fashioned way. My mother was married to the old man for 40 years. She had 8 kids. She never once asked what he did for a living. There are certain things in life that are separate in a man's life.
But didn't it worry her?
Not to my knowledge. Some things you've just got to take a man on trust. Now, what about that lift?
All right.
Thanks. See you later.
Yeah. Oh, I'll let you know how I go with Susan's husband.
Oh, yes. Well, good luck. I don't believe it.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, that's not bad either.
Don't be awful.
You know, Vera was almost human yesterday. Do you think he's the reason?
Well, good luck to her.
I'll see you later at Anne.
Morning, Vera. Hello, Meg. Your friend wasn't talking about Anne Yates, was he?
Taken to eavesdropping, have you?
Oh, forget it.
No, let's have this out once and for all. Who I see and what I do outside this place is my business.
Not when you're seeing an ex-officer who was forced to resign because she broke every rule in the book.
Why don't you tell the governor?
Oh, come off it, Vera. It's just that I don't want to see you get into something you can't get out of.
Well, I think I know who my real friends are.
All right. It's none of my business. But Anne Yates is trouble.
She's changed.
Oh?
Look, since when have you cared about what I do or how I feel? Just stop putting my friends down. Take a look at your own life for a change and stop butting into everyone else's.
Hello? Oh, yes. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm trying to contact Mr. Frederick Rice. Thank you. Come in. Oh, but I was told he worked for Jason Richards. You are his agents. Could you check again, please? Thanks. Sorry, Greg, do you want something?
Oh, nothing important. Just wanted to invite you out to dinner again tonight.
Greg, what time?
Oh, well, 7-ish.
Fine.
Look, don't tell me you're a fan of Jason Richards.
Not particularly, but Susan Rice's husband works for him.
You don't say.
The funny thing is that they never heard of Rice at the channel. Yes? Are you sure? Thank you. This is mad. They haven't heard of him either. You think the agencies know who'd work for their star?
Oh, not necessarily. It's probably got dozens of people working under him.
Oh, probably. You don't think Susan could be lying about where her husband works?
Ask her.
But you don't think it's a bit strange?
If you're trying to get me to say that she's got a psychological disorder, then I told you she seems perfectly rational to me. Anyway, maybe she thinks he does work there. Wouldn't be the first time her husband's lied about his occupation.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe to make himself feel more important than he really is, or perhaps he just wants more freedom. A job like that would keep him away from home a lot.
What, do you mean so he could play around?
Well, could be 100 different reasons. Listen, pick you up at 7, okay? Dinner tonight, do you remember?
Sorry, Greg. Yes, that'll be great.
Good thing I'm not sensitive.
I've been looking for you, Rice. What the hell do you think you've been doing? I mean, look at this mess. Look at it! Do you think you're funny or something?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Where did you get this lipstick? I took away your makeup.
Won't happen again.
Well, there's no need for you to look pretty in here. Is this all?
I'll clean it up.
You'd better. But it can wait. The regional officer wants to see you. Weren't you supposed to be in the laundry? Isn't that where they put you?
Yes.
Well, when you're meant to work, you work.
I'm sorry, I must have lost my temper.
We don't put up with tantrums in here. Now get going. Move! Rice is outside.
Thank you.
Do you want to see her alone?
Yes, why?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, Vera, would you mind telling Lynn Warner that I'd like to see her in about half an hour?
I am not a messenger service.
I know that, but I just didn't think you liked me wandering around the prison at will, that's all.
Well, if I see her, I'll tell her.
Thank you.
Why don't you face facts? This scheme's just not working.
It will.
Not with the element around here, it won't.
You just don't like to see people make a go of things, do you, Vera?
Inside.
Hello, Susan. Sit down. Coffee? It's perk, the real stuff.
I'd love a cup, thanks.
How are you settling in?
I'd rather be home.
Must have been quite exciting for you. Your husband being in the entertainment business.
Sometimes. But I never got really that involved with his work. I was too busy looking after the kids.
Have you ever heard of McMahon Enterprises?
They're the agents for Jason Richards. Why?
Just curious. It must have been a strain on you. Your husband being away a lot, and you having to practically bring up the 2 children by yourself.
He always saw we had everything we needed.
Sounds as though he was very dedicated to his job.
Even when he did come home, he used to bring his work with him.
Must be hard on you, knowing that he wants a divorce.
Oh, he doesn't really. He loves me.
Susan, was he ever unfaithful to you?
Probably. But I can accept that. I'm used to taking second place. I always had to for his career. That was the most important thing to Frederick. So I learnt to adjust. But I was always there when he needed me. He knew that. That's why I know it's not really his idea to get a divorce.
Who's then another woman?
Jason Richards. He never did like me. He expected Frederick to be totally loyal to him, to work for him 24 hours a day. There was never any time for a wife and family for anyone who worked for Jason Richards. Oh, no.
Susan, I spoke to those agents. They've never heard of your husband.
You had no right. No right at all. He'll think I'm checking up on him.
Your husband doesn't work for Jason Richards, does he?
Oh, yes, he does. That's just another one of Jason's tricks. He just doesn't want me to contact my husband. He's protecting his golden-haired boy.
But you rang him the other day. How did you get through to him if Jason is trying to stop it?
I don't want you to ring him. Frederick will see me when he's got time. He'll need me. Then he'll see me.
Look, what's this got to do with me? I didn't even do it.
Just clean it up.
Why should I have to clean up someone else's mess?
If you want to see Miss Vernon, you'll do as you're told.
Maybe she's heard about my retrial.
Well, the sooner you clean it up, the sooner you'll find out. But even if you do get a second chance, you've still got to prove you can stay out of trouble for a week. Any more lip, and I'll have to report you to the governor.
Pig.
Look, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, tell old Bennett.
Oh, well, let me. Look, I'm really sorry I got you into this. It's a really childish thing to do. I don't even know why I did it. I just felt like lashing out.
This place makes you do strange things.
Yeah. People can make you do that, too.
Can I help you, Miss Bennett?
No. Hello, Anne. It's Vera. Oh, fine. Look, I won't be able to come tonight. I've got to work back. Could you tell George? I don't know where to ring him. No, nothing. Of course I haven't. Well, I think he's nice.
I'd like to see Jean Vernon, please.
Just a moment. Steve Wilson to see you.
Okay, I'll make it.
Send him up, please.
Right.
Right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Damn. Yes? Well, hello.
Hello.
Don't tell me you've landed another job back in here.
No, but I have been giving a little thought to Karen Travers' future. Oh, do you want to have with her?
It's packed up.
You ever considered cleaning out some of this?
What, lose my reputation? Well, what about Karen?
Well, I thought she might be interested in doing some outside studies, say go to university. Can anything like that be arranged?
I'd have to talk to Mrs. Davison about it. Then she'd have to recommend it to the Director of Corrective Services. Send a record, things like that. Then it's up to him.
Well, it's that simple, is it?
The operative word being on recommend and approve. And the way that the governor's feeling about work release at the moment. What does Karen think about it? Great.
Well, that should do it.
Well,
Well, I want to have a chat with Karen about it.
Now, what's the matter? Have you got a slack day or something?
Meaning?
Well, isn't it a little bit out of character? You should be wasting your precious earning time and helping one of the girls. Don't tell me the man's got a heart.
Well, it has been mentioned. Once before.
I don't believe it.
I'll catch up with you, okay? Can I see her alone, Meg?
Sorry, Steve. If you're not representing her anymore, you're just another visitor.
Well, Karen, Miss Vernon and I were wondering what you were intending to do after your release.
Oh, it's 18 months away. I hadn't even thought.
Think about it.
I don't know. I'll never be allowed to teach again.
Well, what about going to university? Starting a new career?
Like what? Wouldn't matter what sort of work I went into, I'd never get a job with my past.
Maybe it wouldn't be easy, but, well, if you got a degree, say, in sociology, you could do the same sort of work that Jean Vernon does.
You know, working in prisons.
Not necessarily. There are other areas.
Yeah, at least I'd be 50% qualified.
What about if you could attend university while you were still in here?
Is that possible?
Maybe. Would you be interested?
Oh, yes, of course I would.
Good. All right, we'll see what we can do. I'll be in touch.
Why are you doing this?
Do I need a reason? Oh, Meg. Listen, I just wanted to say thanks once again for dinner.
My pleasure.
What do you think about Karen going to university?
Oh, if she is allowed. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll be able to see her under more normal circumstances, Steve.
I didn't think I was being that obvious.
Considering you talked of nothing but Karen Travers the other night.
Well, I must admit that it would be rather pleasant to see her in more charming surroundings.
Why are you helping her? More for your sake than for hers?
Does it matter?
Hey, Karen! Karen, guess what? He's taking me back. I've still got the job. Isn't it fantastic?
Oh, Lynn, that's great. Good on you. There's a possibility I might be getting out in the day, too.
Wonderful!
Well. You've decided to take Frankie Doyle's place, have you, Travers?
It's a vile thing to say.
You two have had enough time off work today. Now get going. Warner, have you finished cleaning that cell?
Yes. Oh, what a pity. Work's over for the day. Revolting woman.
Come on. I told Susan I'd let her know what happened.
I really don't know, Jean. It's something I'll have to think about.
I know the work release got off to a shaky start, but it won't happen again. And Karen's... she's not likely to throw away a career.
She did, once before. I know what you're trying to do for these women, Jean, and in principle I agree with you. But I'm not about to make any rash decisions. I said I'll think about it.
There's one more thing. Susan Rice. I think she needs psychiatric help.
Did she ask for it?
No, but I believe she needs it.
What makes you say that?
Nothing I can put my finger on. It's just a gut feeling, intuition.
That's not what we'd call professional analysis. Did you speak to Dr. Miller about her?
Yes.
And from that I take it he doesn't agree with you.
Well, he hasn't spoken to her as much as I have. It's not only her changes of moods, it's, I don't know, her reaction to things.
Well, at this stage, I think we'll keep her under observation. I'll mention it to the officers. If in a day or two you still feel she needs help, I'll organize it. But we're going to need something a little more positive to go on than your intuition.
That's nice.
Nice. You haven't been in here long enough to really want to get out.
I suppose not. Plus, I know I'll be getting off at my trial. That makes a difference.
Why did you shoplift? I mean, surely you could have anything if you wanted to.
I was expecting Frederick to come back to me. I think he would if he knew I was in trouble. At least the kids are too young to understand.
How many have you got?
2. Jamie's 5 and Claire's 3.
Who's looking after them?
Mum, she's really good with them. Need a father, though. Doesn't know what he's missing. They're just so beautiful. They go through so many wonderful stages. Do you have any children? I love my husband. Well, the kids, they're my life now. Never really thought about that before.
Thank you. Gilbert from the family court. I'd like to see the governor, please.
Just one moment, please. Could the officer of the day come to reception, please? Gentleman to see Mrs. Davidson. Thank you.
Oh, Jean.
Won't keep you too long.
Oh, how'd it go?
She's agreed.
You didn't build her hopes up too high, I hope.
Well, not really. Why, trouble?
The governor's thinking about it.
Look, what about dinner tonight?
I'm sorry, I can't.
That's a pity. I was going to the university to pick up some information on the sociology courses. You'd be a great help.
Well,
You do know all about the course. It would save me a lot of trouble.
okay. Business before pleasure.
Okay, I'll pick you up at 6:30.
Fine.
Oh, Jean, the letters you wanted.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, you wanted to see Mrs. Davidson? This way, please.
Gilbert, I'm a representative of the family court.
What can we do for you?
I have a notice of application for custody of Susan Rice's children. If you could pass that on to Mrs. Rice, please.
Who made the application? The husband?
Yes. The pre-trial has been set in a week's time. I understand Mrs. Rice is yet to appear in court on shoplifting charges.
That is correct.
If she's sentenced, we'll organize a jail order to transfer the custody of the prisoner to the family court.
I am aware of the procedure, thank you, Mr. Gilbert.
The pre-trial is really to set the day for your divorce case, but it will also decide on the interim custody of the children.
But they're my children. He's never shown any interest in them before. Why would he want to hurt me like this? Please, Mum. Well, she can't look after them. She doesn't even like them.
You will have a chance to speak out at the hearing, Susan.
They can't take my babies from me, can they?
I am sorry. There's nothing we can do. You may go. I hate this sort of thing happening. It's bad enough for them without having tugs of war over children.
She seemed to cope all right with the news. Shocked, but that's only natural.
Yes. No signs of any mental instability as far as I can see.
Meg's probably right. I've got my head buried too deeply in textbooks.
Are you? Fine stuff. What's wrong with you?
Are you okay? You look sick.
Hey, Sue, you got to tell us about Jason Richards. What's he like? Have you ever met him?
He's a bastard.
Oh, he is not. He's the greatest.
You've never met him.
Then you have met him. Oh, God, I'd do anything to meet him. He's gorgeous.
He destroyed my marriage. Did you know that? He broke up Frederick and me.
He's a queer. He is not a flaming queer. Oh, that'd be just your luck, Doreen.
He's not queer, he's just mean and selfish. Turned my husband against me.
Now he's got to try and get custody of my babies.
It's not that bad.
Lay off, Doreen.
Miss Bennett, there's a parcel here for one of the women. Could you check it, please?
Look, Mrs. Jackson's the officer of the day.
She's already gone home.
All right.
Hold it, Betty. Me too.
Greg, I thought I'd missed you. Look, something's come up. I can't make it for dinner tonight. Sorry.
Anything serious?
Just business. I told Steve Wilson I'd help him get some information on uni courses. It's for Karen Travers, so it is important.
See?
I'll take a rain check if that's okay.
Yes, of course.
She shouldn't place so much importance on her job.
I thought that was the kind of attitude you liked.
Well, you wouldn't mind if I picked you up?
No, I am running a bit late.
Anne told me you rang. She was worried you couldn't make it. Or was that just some excuse you made up because you didn't want to see me? Enough said. If it makes you feel any better, I'll tell you what I do for a living.
Yes, I think it would.
Right. We'll discuss it later at Anne's. But first I'm going to take you home so you can get into something that's a little more in keeping with the way I like to remember you. Then we'll go somewhere quiet, just the two of us.
Isn't Anne expecting us?
I put it off until later. I think we need some time together.
Well, I don't care what you say, Lizzie. I still reckon you cheated.
My hands never left me recently.
They always give custody to the mother.
And anyway, you said your husband's always working. Your mum sounds beautiful.
Yeah, well, I think we should have a celebration.
Yeah. What for?
Well, because Lenny got her job back and Karen's might be getting out. And...
Hey, good idea. This dump could do with a bit of livening up. Come on, Lizzie.
Yeah, let's have a
Clear the floor and get into the dancing.
Hey, let's do that singer number we used to do. Oh, yeah, these singers came in and we did our own version, Lizzie and me.
Yeah, they certainly did.
Oh,
Oh, come on, not that old thing again.
well, some of them haven't heard it.
Yeah, well, lucky for them.
1, 2, 3, 4. Don't you come home, little darling. Don't you come home. 'Cause I'll get back at you. I'll do the cooking, honey. I'll turn you in. You know you let me stew. To the front. And remember that rainy morning. The cops came round. They never gave me chance of bail. Well, ain't it a shame? But you know you're to blame. You're nothing but a blooming male. One more time, and won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? I cried the whole night long. Turn around. I'll do the cooking, honey. I'll pay the rent. I know I've done you wrong. Forward and remember that rainy morning. I threw you out with nothing but a fight to know. It's a shame, but ain't it a shame? Bill Bailey, won't you please come? Bill Bailey, won't you please?
Thank you. Well, I suppose being the youngest, I was spoiled rotten. I'm used to getting my own way.
Must have been nice having brothers and sisters.
How long did you look after your mother?
12 years.
You couldn't have had much chance to enjoy yourself.
I had my job. It kept me busy.
Do you like it?
I'm good at it. Why do you want to take me out?
I just thought that was obvious.
I would have thought that you'd know many women who were more interesting and attractive.
Don't put yourself down, Vera.
Well, I'm not fooling myself. I'm old and hard before my time.
Who told you that?
My mother.
Well, I see a woman that's just a young girl. She wants to be a real woman, but she's never had anybody to show her how.
It's not very comforting.
You don't want to be hurt. So you do this, I can stand on my own 2 feet routine. Hit the world before it hits you, right? I used to think that way, too. We've got more in common than you think.
Well, it sounds like you two had quite a time.
It was lovely. Really lovely.
Well, the 2 charming ladies.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you know, I could stay like this forever.
And may we stay like this forever.
I want to say something too. Well, these have been some of the happiest days that I've spent. Thank you.
The best is yet to come. I told Vera that I'd tell her about the business.
I don't want to know about that anymore.
You should know, Vera.
Anne works for me. She's one of my contacts. In fact, she's the best.
It pays well, and we live well.
Contact?
Look, Vera, I told George that you might be interested in coming in with us.
What?
I worked for George when I was at the prison. We need a replacement.
Doing what?
Carrying in a few supplies.
Part of my business is dealing in drugs, Vera. Vera, you got this all wrong.
Not anymore. There had to be some reason for you being so nice. There always is, isn't there?
That's not true.
What do, George? Come back here after you've seen me and laugh about it? Well, I'm not going to be used.
Just you listen to me for a second.
I've listened to you too much.
Why don't you grow up? You're not a child.
Well, that line's been used before. But don't worry. I won't tell anyone. I don't want anyone to know that I was so easily used.
God's sake, leave the stupid bitch alone.
Shut up.
I should have known. Old Vera was always one to bend the rules, never break them. Ah, don't worry. I'll find somebody else.
If you're not out of bed in 1 second, Smith, I'll pull you out.
Yeah, you'd enjoy that, wouldn't you, Vera? Good morning, Miss Bennett.
Will you get a move on, Birdsworth?
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Did she ever get on the wrong side of bed this morning?
Oh, you know, it's like when you sleep alone. They're all wrong sides.
I heard that, Warner. One more. Just one more word out of you and I'll report you to the governor. I'm sure she'll be very interested to know how you're behaving.
Ah, come off it, Vera. Even your ears can't be that bad. Lynn didn't say a word, and she's got witnesses.
Come on, then. You can't afford to get into
Just for
trouble.
that, Smith, I'll...
Can I do something for you, Miss Bennett? I mean, make you a cup of tea or something.
Just get out of my sight.
Perhaps I should have told her she looked pretty. Nah, I think that'd be overdoing it.
What the hell do you think you've been doing? Have you gone out of your mind? Well, it seems like you'll never learn. Clean up this mess. Now! Hurry up!
She won't be long. Perhaps you'd like to wait in the interview room.
Fine, thank you.
Well, hi, you're in bright and early.
Yes, I've got a busy day. I thought I'd get the information to Karen first.
Very thoughtful.
By the way, you were a great help last night.
I got a nice dinner for my trouble. Any man?
I don't think so, but I'll have a look.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Here.
Replace these, will you, and make a list of the cost. It'll be taken out of anything that you earn in here.
I intend to pay for it.
What happened?
She doesn't deserve to be given any more.
I'd like to have a word with her, Miss Bennett. It's most important that I speak with her. Now. Why did you do it, Susan? The family law courts are very fair. They'll decide what's best for your children. Now, that is what you want, isn't it?
But I've been in prison.
That doesn't mean they'll take the kids away from you. And your mother's proven that she can look after them, so you've got that on your side.
What if they find out she's not very well?
How do you mean?
She's got a bad heart.
Why did you tear up those sheets? You don't know. Susan, I think you may need help. Now, it's nothing to be
It's
ashamed.
not me. It's him. It's Jason who needs help. No one can stop him, you know. He's got my husband right where he wants him. I tried. Now he's starting on me. It's him who's sick.
Susan, I don't...
And how do you think you can stop him? He's destroying my husband. Now he's destroying me. You think you know everything, don't you? Well, let me tell you. You know nothing!
Can you come in here, please?
From me, they're my children. I'm going to keep them. Reddick's only doing this because Jason told him to, you know. He's just scared of losing his job. Claire's only 3 and she's such a sweet little girl. Why is he trying to hurt me? God help me.
Oh, what's she done this time?
I've given her a mild sedative and I'll want her to rest.
She's got to see the governor.
Look, later, Vera. Right now, I don't want her getting upset.
Upset? Have you seen what she's done? She can't get away with it.
Yes, I've talked to Mrs. Davidson and we're bringing in a psychiatrist.
Oh. Well, shouldn't she be in hospital?
Okay, she's quite all right now. Just get her to her room and let her rest, okay?
Yes?
There's a man outside to see you. He says he's a friend.
Oh, will you see that she gets back to her cell, please?
Mrs. Jackson thought you might need a hand.
Oh.
What have they got you doing? Hard labour.
No, I just want to build a border for the garden.
Ah. Hey, who's this bloke?
Where? Oh, I don't know.
That's Vera.
Come on, Dora.
Oh, no, I just want to have a squeeze.
Okay, I admit it. At first, I tried to get to know you because I thought I could use you. But that's all changed.
You're just saying that because you're afraid I know too much.
Look, I don't care if you believe me or not, but you're going to listen. I didn't mean to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. Look, I'm not kidding myself. I've been a user all my life. Most of them wanted to be used. I appealed to their greed. But you could be a warm, caring woman. I don't want to change that because of something I did. Damn it, Vera, I care.
Crikey.
Oh, Lizzie, give it back.
I only want to have a look. Any pictures?
No, it wouldn't interest you.
Hey, B.
Why do you think anyone would look at stuff like this?
Where's all this going to get you?
Into social work, I hope.
Look like Jean Vernon.
Yes, sort of.
I can just see you advising us. Jailbird talks to jailbird. Still, I reckon you know the ropes. Better than some of them holier-than-thou characters out there.
Oh, B!
Yeah.
B! You're never going to believe what I just saw.
I'd believe anything.
Vera's got a fella.
Go on, pull the other one.
Oh, no, cross my heart. Little me saw him, and she's kissing him and everything.
Has he got a dog?
What do you mean?
He must be blind.
Oh, no, fair dinkum. He's a real good-looking bloke.
Yeah, well, I'd have to see it to believe it.
All right, girls. Mail call in half an hour.
Oh, Miss Bennett, you look real nice this morning.
Yeah, have you changed your hairstyle or something?
What are you two up to?
Oh, Lizzie's turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, I want to go to university like Karen.
Well, she's not out yet.
No, but Miss Vernon's been to see the governor.
Lizzie, you haven't got a chance.
I must be dreaming.
See? Told you she had a fella.
Oh, he has got to have a screw loose. Hey, how about you and me going along to see the doc?
What for?
We might get him on our side. You know he's a real softie.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we've established you're not ill.
I never felt better in my life.
And she hasn't touched a drop in weeks.
No, and that's the way it's going to stay.
Oh, and I'm never going to pinch anything again. Never, Doc.
She's been real good, Doctor. You wouldn't think she was the same person.
I feel as strong as an horse.
Could we get to the point?
Well, I was wondering if we could give you a hand cleaning up around here.
Of course, with Lizzie's heart, she couldn't do anything too strenuous.
But I can still clean, and Doreen will give me a hand.
What's all this about, eh? What's the catch?
Oh, there's no catch. Honest.
I just want to show you that I can behave myself if I'm let out on work release.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, I hate to disillusion you ladies, but I'm afraid you're barking up the wrong tree. You're going to have to see the governor and Miss Vernon about that, and with your track record, I wouldn't think there's a lot of hope. Mind you, the hospital floors could do with scrubbing.
Oh, see, Doc, I thought she wasn't up to it.
You could always do it on your own, Doreen.
Oh, yes, but I think, Lizzie, I should see that she gets some rest.
I'd just like a bit of free advice, if you can spare the time.
Oh, maybe. What would you want to know?
There's a woman in here who's having custody hassles over her 2 children. Now, she's under a lot of strain at the moment, and this as well. I thought it might be easier for her if she knew exactly where she stands.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's her name?
Susan Rice.
I'm sorry, I can't help.
I'm not asking you to represent her.
Jean, there's no use us discussing it. I'm representing her husband.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
But she needs help.
So does my client.
Like hell he does. I mean, she's being hounded by this man. What she needs is psychiatric attention, not legal persecution.
That is not my concern.
Her whole life is her family, and he's trying to take that away from her. Now, if she loses those kids, well, it will break her. It's probably his fault anyway that she's in here.
And how do you figure that one out?
It's obvious she shoplifted because he's rejecting her.
Look, I am not discussing it with you, and secondly, I have a senior partner to answer to.
And it pays well.
As a matter of fact, it does.
You're nothing but a mercenary automaton. Do you know that?
And you are too emotional.
Sorry I'm late. Something's come up. I won't be able to see you for a few days. I'm going away.
I see.
Well, it'd be better for you if we weren't seen together.
You're in trouble.
Anne's been arrested. Dealing. There's nothing I can do for her, but I do owe her something. Look, I know what it's going to be like for her inside, being an ex-crew. So I'd appreciate it if you'd keep an eye on her.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had around.